might be announced, as our sources are saying that it's done. And could you give us a bit of an indication why it's taken quite so long and what the hold-up might have been?
It's a negotiation between two clubs. It's never easy, even with the clauses. It's never easy. They have to talk. And we'll have clarification after the game. It will be very clear. So it's one more day. After the game tomorrow, we will have the decision made.
Thank you.
Obrigado.
Can I just ask you what you like about the Premier League in general?
Everything. Everything.
Did you watch Manchester United last night?
He wasn't. He said he was.
All that, Carve, for one question and one answer. That was short and sweet, and I think probably one of those scenarios that you sense was very much stage managed from Sporting Lisbon's perspective, that they weren't going to get into a back and forth as to anything really, and that he said his point. Clearly, there will be a significant update tomorrow after the game.
Look, I think what Sporting are doing is flexing their muscles. Again, as I was saying, they are saying respect Sporting. Things have got to be done to our timetable as well as Manchester United's timetable. And the most important thing at Sporting is their game tomorrow night. Now, Gail asked a very good question to Ruben Amorim. She put him on the spot. His response was not to deny that I'm going to be the next Manchester United manager. He was saying just wait one more day until after the game against Estrela tomorrow. Everything will be clear. We've been telling you for the past couple of days, the deal is done. It's just about technicalities. It's just about sorting out the contracts, and it's just about Sporting managing the announcement in a way that suits them. It's important for them. They've got this game, understandably. It's important that they've got to keep the Portuguese Stock Exchange informed as well. But I think it's a very good sign that Ruben Amorim is not hiding, even though he made a very sharp exit at the end of that news conference after just one question in English. But he is doing what he's expected to do as the Sporting manager, and he is carrying on as normal, even though he's in this very, very strange situation where he's managing Sporting when we all know that he's going to become the Manchester United manager.
But I think that's a very salient point that you made about Sporting flexing their muscles, and obviously they're dealing with one of the biggest clubs in the world in Manchester United. But it wouldn't be a good look if he sort of sat there talking about what he might learn about Ipswich before he plays them in his first game. And it also, I think, probably gives players an excuse, Sporting players, if they were to lose tomorrow in that game, say, well, you know, we're a bit distracted because our manager's been sat there talking about Man United all week.
I think the thing as well is these news conferences, it is to preview tomorrow's game. That is why Sporting are holding this news conference. It's not a free-for-all for everybody to turn up and interview their manager and ask him questions about Manchester United. I'm sure they will allow a couple of questions, which is exactly what they did. But Ruben Amorim very much stuck to the script. He didn't deny that he was going to be the United manager. All he said to United fans watching is, wait just one more day. In the meantime, let's respect Sporting.
Just one more point then. We've spoken already about Ruben Amorim wanting to respect the club. What do you suspect that the atmosphere will be like at the ground, and what will the response of the supporters be to a man who has delivered great success to them?
I think it will be mixed. Somebody at Sporting was saying to me the atmosphere a couple of nights ago at their game was almost like a funeral. I think on the one hand, Sporting fans obviously very, very disappointed that he's leaving, especially the fact that he's leaving during the season. But on the other hand, they understand that when Manchester United come calling, they're one of those clubs that's very difficult for players and managers to say no to. So I think there's an element of pride as well about the fact that Manchester United are coming in for their manager. And their Portuguese football fans know the way the football industry works globally. They know that the best managers, unfortunately, the best players, unfortunately, do end up leaving the Portuguese league and working and playing elsewhere. And that is exactly what is happening with Ruben Amorim. My sense is that I think Sporting would have preferred it if this was all done during an international break. United will have their own reasons. I'm not criticising Manchester United. There was an international break earlier this month. There's an international break coming up as well. I think from Sporting's perspective, the message is, look, one, why have you come in for our manager? Why have you done this? Why have you triggered his release clause? You've really destabilised our club. This is not what we wanted. But secondly, if you were going to do this, at least you should have done it during the international break. And thirdly, now that you've done it, let's make sure that Ruben Amorim at least leaves in the right way, because we want him to stay for the next 3 games, and we want to make sure that we are properly compensated, not just for him, but also his coaching team.
OK, Kaveh, thank you very much indeed for the moment. Let's just remind you of what Ruben Amorim has had to say this afternoon. It was a pretty brief update in terms of when this all might be sorted out. Ruben Amorim has said, I'll leave it until the end of the game tomorrow. I'll talk about all these issues. Everything will be clearer. Talking now just destabilises the squad.